listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show.
Yeah.
Woo.
You know, we really do need entrance music. Okay, thank you for that. That was nice.
Thank you.
But we had entrance music, which was so much better.
Well, let me just find out what it is, and then I'll get it for you.
We were the panel.
We were the panel.
There's a video that went with it.
There was a video. It was amazing, but now our panel is down to two. Do you feel left out?
And then there was two.
And then there was two. Actually, Christopher Joseph will be calling in later tonight.
Ooh.
And he's actually at Raw. And he said it was crazy.
I bet it sounded crazy.
Like, really loud.
The
Like, he
crowd
sent
was
me a
hot.
video and everything.
He did. I saw that video.
I'm sure that he was
Not
very
that kind of
excited. No, not that kind of video.
Oh.
Him and Lilian. What?
What?
They were like cousins. I mean, sister and brother. Aren't
I'm
they?
your sister.
I'm your sister.
I'm your sister.
It's very strange to be this far away from you. It is.
Goodbye, my love.
Do you miss me?
You're so far away.
Mike Bennett, everybody. So, just see. And
Aw.
no, nobody cares.
Sounds like a regular crowd when I come out.
No, usually they're like this. Boo. No, they boo him. They boo him usually. Do you have a boo? Ah! Yeah, see, like that. Except usually it's
I do
longer.
have the boo, but it sounds a lot rougher and meaner than the clap. So
I like the boo, though. I'm used to the boo.
You're used to it.
I'm used to
Okay.
getting stuff thrown at me and
Yeah.
children thrown at me. And
Children?
That's weird.
Babies in the air.
Yeah.
Not baby
Who
face.
pooped?
Since you guys are used to all the boos and whatnot, which I totally don't think you are, but can I talk about the comments on iTunes? Because it's really
Yes,
big.
please. You may.
Maria and
Uh-huh.
Mike, real quick. You guys
Please.
sitting far from each other, but let me tell you 1 second. We like on iTunes for you to hit us with comments. We like you to rate this AfterBuzz show. Talk about WWE, the whole thing. It helps us. Obviously, Maria and Mike, they come out here. They do a great show for you iTunes fans. So do us a solid right back and hit us up. Is that a deal? Do you guys think that's cool, Maria and Mike? Talk to me real quick.
Oh, please.
We find that very cool. And we know that the WWE fans, they have big opinions.
Strong opinions.
Strong opinions.
Of how they
WWE
feel.
fans
Yes.
definitely have strong opinions. And so we want to hear those opinions.
Good or bad?
Good or bad, we don't really care.
Ugly,
Indifferent.
pretty, anything.
Yeah, you're looking very pretty today, darling. Very pretty in your white shirt.
I feel pretty.
Do you know?
Oh, so
Don't you
pretty.
know that white makes you look larger? Is
Does
that what
it?
you're going for?
Larger.
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 Okay, I need to take this off. Sweating.
Oh, there goes one layer
One
of
layer.
clothing.
One layer off by the end. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I should have taken it off slower.
Wait till the end of the show.
It'll be a very amazing.
The show will be over.
Over. So WWE Raw was in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland.
Sold out 18,289 people.
Set a record.
They set a record.
That's awesome.
Yeah, apparently the 18,289 was the most live sellout in that building? Is that what Rock was saying?
I believe. I think the building's fairly new. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they used to run somewhere different in Cleveland.
So this is like a new building.
New building, but I think the building they used to run in was a lot smaller. I'm not 100% sure, and someone's going to kill me for getting this wrong, but
no, they'll just tell us about it
I
on
thought I
Twitter.
heard Jim Cornette say something to us because we're running a building in Cleveland.
Yes.
And he said that's where they used to run, and then something, and,
And you're going to have the biggest crowds
something.
ever.
Yes, and so I'm just going off that.
Okay, fantastic.
Don't blame me.
I do not blame you.
Thank
ever.
you.
I mean, not
Sometimes.
sometimes.
Sometimes it's usually all my fault.
It is your fault. All your fault.
I know.
So Jerry the King Lawler opens up the show, which you always know it's like a big deal when
It's going to be some sort of a debate.
some sort of something.
No grappling.
No grappling. Rock and rap concert. What do you think of this idea?
I love it.
Why?
Because it's just so it's different, and you know The Rock's going to be entertaining. You know Cena's on Cena's at the best he is right now. So you know his raps are always good, anyways. His promos have been awesome. You know this is going to be fun. So why not? Because quite frankly, they haven't been giving each other the chance to talk lately. So why not do something different where they can both be fun and entertaining? And
Do you think they will be in the ring together before WrestleMania?
of course,
Really?
I
don't know.
I think they'll be face to face.
I think maybe the
No.
last week. Maybe.
Oh, the last week. Yes.
Yes.
The last week there will
But
be some sort
I
of
think that they will
confrontation.
keep these two. Hello, we've got something going on over there next to the camera. Some random human has just entered the room. No, I think that they will not be in the ring together other than a very brief amount of time right before WrestleMania.
I don't agree. I think right before WrestleMania, but I don't think it'll be brief. I think there'll be some sort of something.
No.
I think they will close out the go home show to Raw with them in the ring. I don't know if they'll
To
be
WrestleMania.
To WrestleMania. I don't know if they'll be
On Raw.
on Raw. I don't know if there will be. Shush. I don't know if there will
You
be
shush.
any physicality. I think there should be. But
Did you like my eyebrow there?
I did. I didn't. It looked more like you were constipated.
I don't poop. I do not.
There's a book. It's called Everybody Poops.
We have established the fact that I do not poop. I am a lady. Thank you. And the first lady of Ring of Honor. Thank you very much.
If you would like to
I
send
do not-
Maria Kanellis a book, please send her
No,
Everybody
do
Poops.
not give out
you
our
could send
address.
it to AfterBuzz.
Okay, but if you give out our address and we have visitors, I will be very upset.
I think my mom.
And I will blame you.
I think my mom might actually have that book in her classroom. When we go home to Boston, I'll get it for you.
I don't need that book because I do not poop.
I will
I
sit
am
you down.
a lady.
I will sit you down, put you to bed, and I will read this book to you. And it's called Everybody Poops, and it's about how everybody poops.
Nobody has ever showed me this book.
Well,
And nobody has been in the bathroom with me to actually know if I poop or not. Thank you. I do not poop.
okay.
Speaking of pooping, Cleveland Steamer
Cleveland
was
Steamer.
definitely mentioned during Cena's promo.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Can't beat it.
No.
That's what I said.
Yes.
And you said.
I did.
This can't be beaten. We were like, this is perfect.
Yes. And then you think Rock beat him. And I know, you got this big thing for Rock. But right now, I do not.
I don't have a thing for The Rock.
You do. You
I
have a
think
bit of a
he's-
man crush. Every time he comes on air. See, even they agree with me. All of those millions and millions out there, they agree with
I have
me.
one man crush.
One man crush. And who
His
is
name
that?
is Tom Brady.
And
The Rock is
you
borderline.
only like him because you have similar facial structures and you have the same color eyes. That is the only reason. And he's from Boston.
Erroneous. Erroneous. He's
Hot
actually from
soup.
California.
Oh, well, he... Patriots.
No, because I thought that Cena has won up until this point.
Yes.
Cena's gotten the best of him.
He brought out the Thuganomics tonight.
He did.
And he said G.I. Joke and boobies. And also chicken shit and nuts and tooth fairy. All in the same rap. It was amazing.
He said Miami fried chicken shit, which was great.
It was great.
The whole thing was awesome. The whole
And I
coming
like
out-
the throwback.
the
I don't care what
throwback
anybody
jersey,
says.
Mark Price.
I
was a huge Mark Price fan growing up.
Yes.
Shout out to Mark Price.
Uh-huh. He's like the horror film guy.
No.
No.
He's a
what?
basketball.
Oh.
He had the Mark Price jersey.
Oh, I thought, man.
That's okay.
I'm just
But
gonna-
he can be a horror show
we-
guy too. And another layer. Dun, 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 dun,
I was
dun,
thinking
dun,
of a
dun.
different price guy.
Dun.
I was.
That's
I'm
okay.
Rather embarrassed now.
Yeah, well, it
Then
happens.
Vickie comes out.
She does. Screams.
Screams.
Yells.
Excuse me. And she might poop. Because she says, excuse me, very well.
You don't usually say excuse me when you poop. You usually say excuse me like
No, if she's
the
farting.
precursor to the poop, which
Right.
is a fart.
So obviously, she probably poops after saying, excuse me.
I'm sure she does.
See?
But no, she doesn't poop after saying. I mean, she doesn't say excuse me after she poops. She says excuse me after she farts.
and then goes into the bathroom and poops.
and just says it to the wall, like,
No, then she poops.
and then says, "Excuse me."
Excuse me, and then I have to, and then she goes.
Mm.
That's where she goes in between her. No,
She could.
she's lost a lot of weight lately. You know, maybe she's been pooping a lot.
If you want to go into the bowel movements of Vickie Guerrero, we can.
I'm just saying. Okay, so Dolph Ziggler, the show off, against Sheamus, the Great White. Sheamus. You know, there is a lot of like names all thrown around. Like I was keeping track all night tonight of all the different names. I just ripped my paper.
What did you get?
Well, there's Thuganomics, and then there's
That's
the show
old.
off. I know it's old, and then there's the Great White. Did I ask if it was old? No, I just said that there was a lot of names being thrown around. Thank you. And then there was the Viper, and then there was
Viper.
the Rock, and the the Strongest Man. I don't know what David Otunga is. The coffee mug, and Santino Marella, and there was
Cobra.
the Cobra. There was so many, like,
The
and I
All-American,
really think
American.
that's why these guys are getting so over.
You think so?
Yeah, because now you have something to cheer for and to
have something
root
to
for,
connect
and you're
with.
like, okay, this is the show off. So every time he does something that even remotely is showing off, it's the show offing
Right.
move.
Well, Dolph's getting himself over on his own. It has
Well,
nothing
yeah,
to do
but
with...
can I mention the fact that during this match, now there is a big debate all the time about do you have to do the fanciest moves in the world, or do you just have to do moves that mean something? Okay, during this match, which was one of my favorites of the night, they did 3 tackles, 4 clotheslines, 1 hip toss, 1 drop kick, 1 neck breaker, 1 body slam, 1 back elbow, 2 punches, 1 throw into the post, a famouser, and a kick, and that is it. The entire match. That is all they did.
And Twitter was buzzing about how good the match was.
Yes. How amazing is that? Like, I just thought that this match was like just awesome. He went underneath the ring. The show off isn't showing off by going underneath the ring and being very sneaky about that. He threw him into the announce table. Okay, that's great. I saw a similar thing that was done on a Ring of Honor show where it was thrown back and forth into the guardrails, and it can mean so much when you do these nasty moves if you actually spotlight it, and I really like that tonight. So that was why I was,
That's why he's the best.
yeah. That's
I
why.
made a point on Twitter.
Yes.
I honestly believe, and I have to correct myself
Oh.
because I'm torn.
Okay.
Because I do believe that Dolph is the best, but Mike Mondo is right up there with him. So I am torn back and
Spirit
forth.
Squad!
Spirit Squad.
Yes.
So Dolph is the best. Mondo's the best. I think they're on a level scale right now.
Well, which would make sense because they were both trained and worked with Lance Storm, your opponent, coming up here in a few weeks. I am sorry.
Yeah.
Are you upset? You
don't
dropped
know.
your pen?
I'm
Where
just-
did you get that fancy pen? Why do I got
stole
the
it from
jobber
the
pen?
room.
Mind you, jobber is
Got
now
the-
a T-shirt.
Yes,
Josh,
Lance trained them both.
yes.
We're just gonna skip over that.
I'm
Just rub
sorry.
that in my face.
I'm just saying, you've got quite the match coming up
I
here,
do,
sir.
and after I beat him, I will be the best.
Just by association, or
Just because I beat him,
just because you beat him.
I will be the best.
All right,
It's gonna happen.
all right.
It's just-
We'll see. I mean, I'm supposed to agree with you because I manage you, but
Please do.
Josh Mathews up in the
Can we do
what?
This match was really good,
Okay.
and we just kind of skipped over it.
I
Like
wasn't.
It was.
I was just going to talk about Josh Mathews and Daniel and AJ up in the
Oh,
box
okay, go
and
ahead.
how this match also showed off Sheamus's toughness and going into WrestleMania. It's very smart. But at the same time, Dolph was able to, get across his show-offness.
He was. Did you like the interrupting to go to?
No,
No,
I hated it.
it's different. I didn't mind it. And again, another good promo by Daniel Bryan.
Well, Daniel Bryan's awesome.
He
He's from
is.
Ring of Honor,
But he was
where
never.
all greats come from.
He was never a
like
promo
this one
guy.
across from me. What?
He was never a promo
Go to
guy.
commercial. I don't wanna go to a commercial. Did I say I wanted to go to a no? Okay. Going to commercial.
You
now.
have to. Boo.
AfterBuzz TV. Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
The divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
Oh,
We're
they
back.
popped in. Oh dear. In studio right now, we have Rick Drasin. I have heard so much about you.
Really?
Yes.
And who is this lovely person next to you? I didn't.
This
really...
is my sidekick, Patricia Summerland, who was Sunny with the Glow Girls. Remember Glow Wrestling, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling?
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
That was me.
That was her.
Oh,
We get a round of
fantastic. You do. And how are you guys?
I'm old.
Well,
Tired.
We
And
can just
missing
love
parts.
the couch.
And
You
missing
can lay
parts.
down on the couch.
and missing parts. Yeah, and you're coming out with SmackDown coming up here. Is it starting this week
And
or?
we're going to be starting, I believe, a week from Sunday around 4 o'clock. Time's not set for sure, but around 4.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Yeah, it should be fun.
And you've had quite the history with wrestling and stunts and all kinds of stuff.
I started wrestling when it was part of a circus carnival.
Okay.
Seriously. 1965.
All right.
Long before you guys. Freddie Blassie, Mr. Moto, all those guys.
Oh, yes.
And it was a whole different world. As you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's old school, which I totally believe in.
Thank you.
And the
I do
kayfabe,
too.
which I totally believe in.
Me too.
And where did it go?
I don't know. It makes me sad
It makes me very sad.
because I'm trying to bring him back.
I'm with you.
I'm trying my ass off. And
And-
and the fans hate me for it, but I don't really give a shit.
I don't
Aren't
either.
we all, boy?
He's starting a pro wrestling revival.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm trying.
Very
I'm trying.
cool.
I think you're on the right track.
Yes.
You know, that it's like the secrets of magic. I don't want to know.
I don't.
No.
No.
Well, they ruined it for me.
Right.
And they ruined wrestling by giving away, all the secrets of what we do. And not that they're secrets, but they gave away the work.
Yes.
And I think it's wrong because the fans know that the what they call them, smarks.
It's Marks.
They know before the next show where it's going to go. I don't want to know that.
Yeah.
I want to be surprised, and that's what wrestling was about years ago. I'd sit at ringside with my dad and see things happen, and I believed it. Punches were very few,
Yes.
and you were disqualified if you use them. Over the top rope, you're disqualified if you do that. The referee had some power, and there were no run-ins, very rarely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Rick, not to cut you off, we have a surprise for you and the fans. We have Lilian Garcia on the line,
Oh, great.
who is the announcer of SmackDown.
That's right.
Hello there, Lilian.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
Great show tonight. Oh my goodness, it was amazing.
Crazy, I'm telling you. And backstage, it was off the hook.
I'm sure.
Yeah. This crowd was insane. There was not a seat to be had. It was really amazing. Cleveland rocked it. And, of course, Rock rocked it, and Cena rocked it. Everybody did.
It was a great show.
We were just talking about how stacked the card was.
How what?
How stacked the card was. How many, it was just, everybody was there. It was crazy.
I know. Everybody was here, yeah. It's You can definitely tell that WrestleMania is around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time of year. It's that season. You can feel it. Everybody's stepping up their game. How are you? How are you liking being back on SmackDown?
Oh, it's been amazing. I didn't even know, like, it wasn't that I was hesitant to come back because I was really glad, to get the call and everything, but I didn't know how it was going to be coming back, and especially going to SmackDown because I had been on Raw for 10 years. But it's been incredible. Everyone's just so super professional and super nice. Receive me, with open arms, and just the energy and the vibe is something that I definitely missed. And I realize now, being back, how much I missed it.
It's crazy how that goes. It's definitely crazy how much you miss wrestling when you're no longer in it anymore. Are you going to be announcing WrestleMania, or can you tell us? Because I really want you to be.
I will be announcing it at WrestleMania. I'm so excited.
Is that an AfterBuzz exclusive? I think it is. That's awesome.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
I'm actually, I'm going to, in 2 weeks, I head over to Vegas to pick up my dress from Norel.
Okay.
And I'm so excited. Because, it's all about the fashion.
Oh, it is. It is. It definitely is. You bring it all out then. And I hear that you're doing a lot of stuff with mold right now and bringing awareness to that. I read something about that.
Yeah, it's as you know, which, hey, I heard, by the way, that you wanted to strangle me for the tons of ordering or something. And I'm sitting here thinking, wait a minute, when did we go out to eat? we were, I don't remember that. but I know that it's kind of difficult as far as placing an order and all that. It's one of those things that, hey, it's something that's been dealt to me, and I deal with it, and I'm actually bringing awareness because there's a lot of people that suffer and they don't know what they have. And when they start hearing my story, you should see, like, all the letters that are coming in, the phone calls my management's getting, like, people are going, oh my God, I think that's what's going on with me.
Yeah, I've told you before. I think that I have a bit of that as well. No, it's definitely something that people need to be aware of. How excited are you to have SmackDown being covered by AfterBuzz?
I know. I heard about that. I heard who's covering it, and I'm so excited.
He's here in studio right now.
Oh, how are you?
I'm sitting right here listening to every word. I think I have mold. I'm getting moldy sitting here.
It is so exciting to have you cover SmackDown.
It's going to be fun. I'll bring some old school to the front.
I love it. I love it. That's great. Well, and I have to, well, I was going to say I'd have to sit in, but I can't, it's kind of hard to do that if I do two places at one time.
Of course.
You can't do that? I can do that.
I'd love to call in, though, after the show.
All right.
Definitely. We'll definitely have to do that. And is Christopher going to jump ship off of Raw and go on over to SmackDown now?
I don't know.
I think he is.
He's thinking, he's like, my wife on SmackDown. I need to be on SmackDown.
That's totally fine. We definitely understand that.
He might, you know how Raw and SmackDown, how WWE has their draft. Well, AfterBuzz has to have their draft.
They do.
We'll have a trade.
We'll have a trade. I don't know who we're going to be trading over, but we'll have a trade.
Rick.
We'll take Rick. We'll take their main host already. We got it. We will take him over to Raw.
I love it.
Well, girl, you take care. Have a good night. Tell Christopher we said hello, and you just rock it tomorrow.
I want to also invite all the listeners, you guys. I'm going to be performing at the Viper Room this Thursday night at 9:30.
Nice.
With my band, which I'm so excited. And then I'm also performing at the Key Club St. Patty's Day this Saturday at the doors open at 7. I'll be performing at 7:20, kicking off St. Patrick's Night. So if anybody wants to come, please join in.
So you're at the Viper Room on Thursday, and then you're at the Rainbow. What did you say?
No, the Key Club.
Key Club. I always get those two
They're both
confused.
on Sunset Boulevard. Yep.
Okay. Key Club on Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Saturday
I will,
at 7:20.
At 7:20.
And Viper at 9:30.
At 9:30.
I've got all the details
Okay.
on my website. Yeah.
Okay, great. I will
LilianGarcia.com.
definitely repeat that later on tonight for anybody that's just tuning in at the end of the show. But you have a great day tomorrow. Good luck at your shows. I wish I could make
Thank
it, but I'm
you.
actually out of town this weekend. But it was great talking to you, hon.
You too, sweetie.
All right.
Miss you.
Bye.
All right, thanks.
All right, talk to you later.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye.
And she's gone.
And she's off. So what made you want to do an AfterBuzz about SmackDown?
Well, Maria and Kevin came. Maria trained with me for WWE.
Which you did an amazing job because
Oh, thanks.
she kicked ass.
But you know how it is. She learned about 5 or 6 different moves, and they let her do 1 or 2. You know
Uh-huh.
how it goes. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
Never get to do what you know.
No.
Uh-huh.
No.
And Kevin, they both asked me if I'd be interested in doing it because I have my own show called Rick's Corner
Okay.
on the internet, which is about wrestling and bodybuilding. Because my history, basically, not only wrestling, is bodybuilding of the
Right.
70s.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got, oh my God, 2,874,000 viewers now.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Whoa.
All those people know me.
That's
Where'd
awesome.
that come
Wow.
from? So he said, you'd be good on camera. And I said, thanks, I'd really like to do it. He says, you have a strong female host that you bring along. I said, yeah, Patricia, she's perfect. We do radio together. We've done stuff together. And she's got a lot to say.
I'm actually quiet right now. I can't believe that. There's something going on. I don't know.
Because when she does talk, I carry a roll of duct tape.
and just put it on over her mouth.
Just,
And it
just
still
in case.
doesn't work.
She does that with me too.
So, you know, it's like I'm just saying to you, it's good to get out and talk about the business. Keep it alive.
Oh, yeah,
And
definitely.
to bring back some of the old school stuff because today's generation doesn't really know. However, there are a lot that do know.
There are a lot.
And they want it back.
Yes.
I don't know how we're going to get it there because
It's a process.
It's one step at a time.
One step
it
at a
definitely
time.
is. It's one step at a time.
Yeah,
like, you know, people will say things to me on the internet all the time that they'll talk wrestling and I don't accept any wrestling language. I don't know what you're talking about when you're using that language unless you are a wrestler. Like I think it's just one step at a time in order to bring that stuff back.
when you say wrestling language, are you referring to like carny talk?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
I am.
Like a Bliazé Giazad?
I just don't. I mean, and the other stuff too. I mean, the jobbers and the smart marks and all that stuff. Like, I just don't. Why? What's the point? Like, it's
Where's the fun in it?
It's exactly.
To me,
right?
it's a passion thing. I grew up obviously in a different generation than you, but then when I got into wrestling,
You mean we're not the same age?
We do look like twins. But as I got into professional wrestling, I became a fan of everything that I never saw, and I was like, holy crap, this is better than what I grew up on. And even though a lot of people look back and like, well, it was different, it's really not, in the sense that we're telling a story to these people.
Exactly.
And you don't want to jump from the beginning to the end of the page right when you start. You want to take a journey, and it bothers me that nobody does that anymore.
Well, the journey at my age is lock up, take it home.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's Hacksaws too.
Yeah, real quick. But you're absolutely right. It's a story. It's charisma. It's working with the crowd. It doesn't mean jumping off the top rope and going crazy with 15 spots. Look what I can do, like the hijinks, you know. And I have a lot of students that think they get it, and then they don't get it.
And they don't. I always learn. I always think I get it, and then I'm like, oh, I see someone in the ring, and I'm like, no, well, I just started working for Jim Cornette, and I'm like, I think I get it. When I first started with Ring of Honor, I sat down with him for 8 hours watching film, and when I left, I was like, I feel like I've been in wrestling for a minute. I was like, I got to get back to work.
I was trained by a woman.
Really?
Yes.
Who were you trained by? I know who you were trained by.
Do you really?
Yeah. Were you trained by Moolah?
Nope.
May
Young.
Ah.
She was
How was
tough.
that?
It was, oh my God. I wish I could go back in time.
Yeah.
I was living in Bakersfield, and I drive here. It was like a 2-hour ride. Olympic Auditorium upstairs on a makeshift mat, hardwood floor, little ropes that didn't move too much, and face plants on the mat, you know, and broken noses. She was around 40, and she had her tights on, and she always give you that kind of a tough guy, like, well, let me see what you got. And you take your shirt off, and I had been competing. She's, I can make money with you if you just listen. So I drove back and forth 5 days a week and trained hard, and all I remember from her basically was the smell of Aquanet hairspray. It sticks in my head because that was what she used, and every time I smell it, hey, are you in the room? Are you in the room?
Right.
But she taught me Japanese, Mexican, American, and shoot. I had to know all of them.
Wow.
And I didn't know why. And at that time, you know, like you, when you go to matches and you're a young kid, you don't know what's real and what's not. And I didn't know the business that well, and I thought, you know, are they putting me on, or is this work, or what is it, or are they really pissed? You don't know.
You don't.
And one of the guys, I don't know if you remember him, Buddy Killer Austin. You don't remember.
I don't.
He was a big man,
now I have
about
homework to do.
6'3", bleached blonde hair, big belly, long skinny arms, eyes on the side of his head. When he locked up with you, he would look around you. And I remember seeing him work with Pedro Morales, and he was drunk most of the time, but man, did they sell. He was one of the best heels I'd ever seen. And I said to myself, because not knowing the business, I hope I never have to work with him. He's going to kill me. Lo and behold, she brings in the office. There was Blassie, Buddy Killer Austin, Mr. Moto, Jules Strongbow, and Michael Bell to watch me. She says, you got your first match after 6 months, Channel 5, and you're going to be working with Buddy Austin. I'm going home. I'm done.
He's looking around you.
So he comes in, and the uniform of the day for the older wrestlers back then is like bowling leagues, Hawaiian shirts, khakis, and thongs. All the old guys, and they could walk. You know, they got the wrestler walk. I got it. I got bad legs.
No fanny pack yet?
Oh, no. This is the 60s. Man. Nobody knew it was a fanny pack yet. You know? Pocket change, that's it. So he comes in, he says, let's just lock up. Let's just lock up, you know. And he locks up with me so hard that I literally saw stars in the back of my neck. So hard, just to stiff me, just to see if I could take it. Then he said, I like to lock up hard, then I'll loosen up. And he finished me off that night with a pile driver.
Nice.
Which was,
gotta love those.
Yeah.
Wow, boy.
It was okay. But you know, when he put you down like that and you have tights on, he calls something. I couldn't hear anything because the tights were like, you know, drowning my ears out. But it went well. It was on Channel 5, black and white, and that was my first match. And my mom made my jacket with sequins and all that. You know, I mean, you know how it is, right?
Oh, I know how. My mom is still my biggest fan. She still puts up. I was living in her basement forever, and so she's my biggest fan, my biggest supporter. Both my parents are now. My dad was a little skeptical at first, but now he's come around.
Well, my dad got me into it, but he died when I was 18. Never got to see it. My mom died 2 years ago, 97.
Yeah.
And she didn't like it, but after she saw that I was doing okay, you know, she said, "Oh, my son's a
wrestler." Well, my dad's dad was an amateur wrestler, so he kind of like looked down on it at first, and then when he saw how passionate, he's like, "Oh, okay, I think." I actually got knocked out my first match. I got a concussion, completely knocked out. The guy knocked me out, and so my mom didn't go to the first match. My dad did, so he went. That's it. And I was only 16. He's like, "That's it. You're done. Never again." And I was like, well, no. I'm still...
right.
You know, I don't know what it is, the drive that keeps you going. Because she rode with me in my first training match with Mae Young, and she was in the Olympic Auditorium. There's like 14,000 seats, and she's sitting out there with pigeons flying in and out, and I'm getting bounced around. She hears me. I come out, and I got mat burns. My nose is cut. She says, okay, you had it. Let's go back home. I said, okay, but I got to be back here 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
You're going to stay with it? I said, yeah, I'm sticking with it. But you know how it is? You ever take time off and come back?
I've taken like... Not really.
Well,
I've taken a few weeks.
I took a few years off.
Yeah.
And I decided to come back, and I called, and they booked me. Who did they put me in with? John Studd, who was an old friend, but he gave me a suplex. You know, John Studd was
huge.
Way up there. And when I hit that mat, and I hit hard, I said, what the hell am I doing here? Why am I doing this again?
It was 2 years. It was 2 years I had taken off, and my birthday was just a couple weeks ago. It was the first time back in the ring. And I have to say, I felt nothing that day. The day after that, I was okay.
Oh, yeah.
The second day, I had to hold my head to sit up.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was that sore.
Yeah.
But
laughing.
he was laughing hysterically. But I mean, I'm still a little bruised up from it. But it's one of those things where you're just addicted. Like after that match, I literally wanted to match the next day.
Oh yeah, it's an addiction. I had an audition today with you know Brian Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm wrestling him coming up.
He comes out to my house and works out in the ring. He's a very nice guy.
He's so sweet.
Very sweet. And I got called for a Kentucky Fried Chicken commercial. They want a wrestling grandfather and a young kid, 60, 65. So I went. Gene LaBelle went. Gene's a good friend of mine. He's 80. You know Gene?
I've heard his name.
He's a legend. He's a badass dude at 80 years old. He'll kill you.
So, I believe it.
Yeah, seriously. But Gene was in the business. I worked with him at 65, and we've been friends ever since. So I called Brian. I said, come on this audition because I want to work with you. And he's never been on one. So I walked him through. He sent me a really nice text that he's so appreciative that I brought him out. But I also had to work with 3 actors. Working with actors in wrestling is different than working with a guy who works. 3 actors I had to lock up. They took my arm and were supposed to bite me. That's from the audition today.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It looks like I have leprosy.
They really latched on.
They did latch on.
They were hungry.
Oh.
Yeah. I hate that.
I do too. There's no reason for it.
the reason is stupidity.
It is stupidity.
Yeah.
That is insane.
And then the other thing, like I told Bryan, as much as he's worked in the business, you've got camera tight, and he's moving all around. I said, no, stay right here.
Yeah.
Choke, do this. Don't move your face. You got a camera tight on. It's different than working a match.
Right.
So he learned a lot about that because there's a lot of auditions for wrestlers for commercials and films, and I get a lot of the calls, and I bring my students and guys and let them have a crack at it.
Right.
Might make some big change.
And it's also good for when you are on camera for other matches or for other companies, because then you're learning what it's like to have a camera tight on you. Because I think that sometimes guys forget that it's gonna come in close. They have to feel you. They
work
have
in
to
a live crowd and work in a TV crowd is two different things.
Yeah, don't I know that?
Yeah,
4 years on TV, honey.
Yeah, she's got a match
back
coming
in the
up.
days.
When's your match coming up?
Oh, that's in May.
And I told her, get back in the ring and work out a little bit with me because it's going in cold. You're going to get sore.
Who's your match against?
I'm like you. I have no idea.
No idea.
It'll be exciting though.
Yeah.
I'll find out, I think, in the next couple of weeks.
What made you get into wrestling?
Like him, actually. Olympic Auditorium. My father was a big wrestling fanatic, I will say, actually. Freddie Blassie, Destroyer. I was in the Destroyer mask 3 months old.
Wow.
In diapers.
Oh, my gosh.
I had no idea. I didn't know. I'm like, is that me? Yeah, that's you. And I'm like, wow. Oh, he's doing something. What are you doing?
Fixing your lights.
Okay.
The lights are rough.
This is a lame.
And actually, my dad's from Bakersfield,
much
like
better.
Rick. So it must be like a lot of wrestling up there or something. Headbutts, I don't know what it is.
It's a small town. It's a wrestling town.
It has to be.
You got the farmers and the oil field workers. And nobody has anything to do. Let's go wrestling, get beer.
That's what they do.
Exactly.
That's my favorite place. Is still go
Right?
down south.
They
and
have
wrestle down there.
they have a building there that I started in. It's a dome. It holds about 1,400 people. Theater in the round, and all the seats from the top go all the way down to the center. And with the overhead lights, the lights down, the cigar smoke around the ring, that atmosphere, the old school.
Wow.
I love
I
that.
could just live in there. Just smoke a cigar and live in there.
For the little gnomes.
Yeah,
maybe.
and the building's still
The
there.
little
It's still there.
That's amazing.
I know.
I love those buildings that are like the bullfighting buildings.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just amazing, that atmosphere. There was a building in the Philippines that we worked at, and Ric Flair got out there and he sang me happy birthday, and I have to say that it was one of the greatest experiences of my life. Just because, you know, being in that arena, I mean, it was just an insane arena.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite person you ever worked with, or who was your favorite person you ever worked with?
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Oh, I'll tell you exactly.
Okay.
I had a brainstorm. I worked in Hawaii. Once a month, they'd fly me over on a Wednesday night, and I worked with Harold Sakata, who was Odd Job in Goldfinger.
Okay.
And that, not that it was a great match, but it was Odd Job.
It was fun.
It was Odd Job
Yeah,
from Goldfinger.
exactly.
He's from Goldfinger. and he was like in his 60s then.
Yeah.
And we had a nice little match, and I was like marking out on the guy.
Of course.
It's because it's Odd Job from Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Aren't you Odd Job from Goldfinger? So that was kind of fun. And then Superstar Billy Graham I worked a lot with, and he was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Just a pleasure. Like a feather in the ring.
Yeah.
Which you get that a lot. You always get compared to him. But I don't think, you've got a smaller head.
I'm much better
So,
looking.
yeah.
There is a similarity, I see.
A little bit.
Now that you mention it.
A lot.
Who do you think is the best guy out there right now?
As far as wrestling right now, the best?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
That's a tough one because it's changed so much, and their ability to do what they do is commendable because we're doing a lot more than we did back then. I don't know. I mean, I like to see hold to hold and stuff like that. And you don't see much of it anymore, unfortunately. That's a tough one. I can't name names.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I like Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
I like Chris Jericho.
All right.
The Rock.
The Rock.
Come
Well, I worked with his dad,
on.
Rocky. I mean, we trained at Gold's and did the Olympic Auditorium together.
Right.
And Hulk. Sorry, but
No, I can't say Hulk. He only has 3 holds.
Hey, I had
3
his
moves, that's it.
costume,
It's all Cena knows, too. apparently.
No.
Cena. When I ran shows here in L.A., I used to run. You'd get Cena for $50, and he did a good job.
Yeah.
And he'd show up on time. And he was just a great guy.
He's a workhorse.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's a really good man. But they don't have to do much.
No.
He wasn't a bad actor either, right? He did quite a few movies, right? The Marine or something like that. Yeah, he was pretty hot. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything about that.
I see that face. What was it like working for Glow?
Oh, well, we had training like the military.
Okay.
he was harsh, our director.
Really?
And you know Nanuchka? Everybody's heard of Nanuchka? Did you ever watch Glow? Oh my God, do I feel old?
They're only 20 years old.
Oh God, so we're like this together, really? I know, we're so old.
I'm 91.
Holy smokes! Now, way back when. Anyway, Nanushka was our trainer.
Okay.
Debbie debutante. Well, you know, Ivory.
Yes.
Okay, Tina Ferrari. She was one of us, and she's getting doctorate. Yes, at the CACs. Woo! HOF. It was interesting. It was tough training. I fractured my knuckles. First going into the punching bag, thought I was tough, like you, like I could do this. Yeah,
no problem.
Right there, cracked. I'm like, with the cast, and I'm the only one. It's like, Sonny, come on. And I'm tall, so it's hard, you know, doing handstands and getting the legs up and all that stuff.
Right.
He would push me up against the wall. Now, do 10 of them. I'm like, oh God. Everyone's like, come on, really? It was pretty tough, but it was interesting because you're in a live audience with the camera. You have to sell. Up close, personal. And if there's a mistake, you got to keep going with it. You
It's
have
all about
to.
the camera. on
Yeah,
TV.
you can't have mistakes.
Not about them.
Oh yeah, you got to keep going.
Part, I think. Screw them.
Yeah.
Focus here. I'm like, but
And ours was a lot of slapstick.
back
We
here.
had a little, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I came out singing knock knock jokes. Yeah, to my opponent to piss him off. Corporal Kelly, thanks for the memories.
It was kind of like wrestling meets laughing, right?
Exactly. Well, that's what it was. Yeah.
Skits. They had skits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I think that's part of wrestling history as well, as it was always that entertainment. Like, I think that sometimes people forget that in different
yeah.
companies as well. As wrestling was built on entertainment. It was entertainment in the circus when it first started, and it's
This is
supposed to be
true.
entertainment now. And so people will give it a hard time for having that soap opera side, but I mean, that's what wrestling's based on a lot of times.
Yeah.
Well, it gives the entertainment to the little ones. They can understand it.
Yeah.
They laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And they really believe it. They do. Bisty, she came out. She bit my ear off, and she's showing my ear. And they're like, "Sonny, where's your ear?" And I have it all patched up. Right? It's so cute.
Same thing with my finger.
What happened? I have to ask.
Alligator.
No.
I got mad and bit it. For real. No.
Oh.
I can't tell you. I got it caught in a snapper. You figure that one out.
Hey now.
I mean, where my mind is going, it shouldn't be going right now. I've never heard it called a snapper before, but okay, cool. Well, it was so great, you guys coming in, and good luck with SmackDown. And
Yeah.
Yes.
we'll keep promoting it over here just to make sure that whoever is watching Raw that also watches SmackDown, they can head on over there. And it was great meeting you both.
It was
Yeah,
great meeting you
absolutely.
guys.
So much.
Even though I feel
Thank
so
you.
old. Oh my God, Rick. Really?
I think we'll have to come over to SmackDown.
We'll have to come visit.
Absolutely.
We definitely will have
Well,
to
there you
because
go.
I love the history of wrestling,
Yeah, me
and
too.
so whenever somebody is, I actually sat down with Killam Gillum. Do you know who that is?
Yep.
Her family. I sat down with her family,
Oh,
and I was
wow.
able to discuss some of that stuff. And so now it's like I want more. I want to know more about that time and where when it was just the circus.
Well, let me say
with
something
wrestling.
before we go.
Of course.
Can I?
Yeah, of course. You can say whatever you want.
Doo-doo.
It was Odd Job from Goldfinger. Now, what I'm saying is, you know how it is that a lot of the guys, they'll talk over their match. They want to work out every minute of 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And I said, don't do that. We always called it as we went. Your opener, your finish, and a couple of high spots. What do you like to do? We'll do that. Then we'll call it as we go. That's the easiest way to work a match.
I think it's the best way.
It is the best way because when you try to memorize, but you girls had skits you had to memorize. They had.
Well, we had, yeah.
Yeah.
We had our.
But for these guys to go out and do it, you're going to forget, and you're going to say, "Oh, I lost my place." You can't go back and read and find out where you are again. You got to call it as you go, and it's not unlike a comedian who gets
Exactly.
up there and talks in front of people, and they're not getting out of their seats. You better shift gears and know how to do it.
You have to read the crowd.
Exactly.
And if you can't, then you got to learn.
Yeah, you got to
And
learn.
it's all about that good old timing, or
Did they
you're
ever-
seriously injured.
Did they ever tell you that when you're in the ring and you're doing the live audience, just pick one guy and he's your guy?
I always do.
Okay. Then
I
you
always
know.
try to get him crawling over the railing at me.
He's a bad guy.
Well, back in the day, they literally would go find your car and break the antenna and break and steal the
Yeah.
hubcaps and break the windows.
Yeah.
And there was a Gordman and Goliath. They were Mexican tag. They were hot, and people tried to kill them. They would carry guns and knives in their workout bags because they had to defend themselves.
I believe it. Yeah.
It was bad.
It's insane.
It was bad.
Wow. Well, thank you again.
Thank
so
you very much.
Yeah,
we'll have
thank
to
you. It
talk
was a
more.
pleasure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I've got a million stories.
See,
A million one.
We're going.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna go.
We'll be on
We'll come over to SmackDown and we'll come train.
Okay, great.
We will definitely.
Yes,
thank you so
It
much.
hasn't worked out so far, but definitely want to come and train.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Absolutely.
Anytime you want.
Thank
That'd
you.
Just bring
great.
lunch.
I will. I'm good at cooking, so thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thanks very much.
Well, do you want to get back to Dolph's match?
Dolph's match, sure.
Dolph and Sheamus. You were saying that you love that match.
We just talked about it. It was not a lot going on, and they didn't do much, but they told the story. And
They did.
And they left the match with Sheamus up. But Dolph was still. To me, it's just Dolph's the best. He's the best ever. Right now, him and Mike Mondo, two of the best. I can't get enough. But we can move on. We got a lot of show to talk about.
We do. We'll have to go fast. But then we have Team Long and Team Johnny Ace, which I like this just because I think it'll get more people into WrestleMania.
I think so too.
And Santino, Oksana, Mark Henry, David Otunga.
We have to
turned
talk
into
about the walk, though. She did the walk.
Oh, she did do the walk.
Santino,
She
which
did
was
do the
great.
walk, and she's growing on me.
Uh-huh.
She is definitely growing on me. At first, I was
Santino, they have to do something more with him. I know they're pushing him, but he's everyone I talk to, especially even in the wrestling business, as we say, they're drawn to him. He's different.
He is.
He's fun. They need to do something more with him. They need to add a little bit of a serious side to him so people can make him credible. But he's different, and I'd love to watch. Plus, he's good.
And I also like his vulnerability. His vulnerability when
He's
he
like
won.
a child.
He is like a child.
And you just feel bad. And then when he wins, you're like, yay, the child won.
Yes.
He's the ultimate underdog.
He is. And he brought out the Cobra, which is awesome. I didn't like how Truth and Kofi came out when there wasn't a switch at the end. It could have been Kofi comes out, Truth comes out. Okay, now someone else comes out and clears the ring. Or someone else comes out and saves the guys for a minute, and then there's the standoff, outside the ring and inside the
You
ring.
have one more week.
Okay, so we get that next week, maybe?
You have one more week. You put the heels up to really draw
Okay.
the people in.
All right, fine.
That's just
Whatever.
my opinion.
Miz is on Psyched, and we'll see how he does there. But Psyched has always been a huge fan of wrestling. Like, those guys love wrestling. Cena's been on there, etc., etc. We saw Maria Menounos. Yay! She was on the show! Yay! We saw her on there. She was talking to Alicia and the Bellas. Boo, Bellas, boo. I'm just kidding. Because they're characters, just so you know,
You're gonna
everybody
get-
at home.
Here comes Twitter.
Here
Twitter.
comes the hate mail. I would have loved to have seen, maybe more than Alicia on there, maybe a couple more faces so they could have been girly funny. But instead, we've seen two heels and a face, which is fine, I guess. Then we had Zach and Eve. I know I'm flying through this now, but I had to talk to Rick more about the history
I
of
was
wrestling.
hooked.
I was hooked as well.
I
We'll
would've
have to
talked
go
to them
train
all
there.
night.
I know you would have. I would have had to pull you away. We would have still been here tomorrow
Kicking
morning.
and screaming.
Kicking and screaming, definitely. Zach and Eve, let's just be friends with benefits.
I don't know where this is really going.
Yes.
Because then Beth got involved.
Beth got involved, yes. And Eve kind of pushed Beth off as well,
Said, no, he's mine, even
Which
though
is-
she's just using him.
which is also...
This is very soap opera-y.
I don't mind the soap opera
I don't
part
mind
of
it
it
either.
But I like Beth and Eve maybe can get into it a little bit. Beth can turn
And the
face for me.
story's like, what?
I don't.
I'm using him, but he's still... I guess there's girls out there like that.
I'm using him,
I'm
but
using
I want
him,
to.
but you can't have him.
Oh, yeah. That happens all the time.
I don't...
I'm using him. He's mine, but I don't really love him.
Yeah, and then
that
someone
happens.
else comes in and they're like, bitch, please.
Yeah, well, it happens all the time. Johnny Ace, Miz, James Rade from Psych was there. He was the ring announcer. Oh my gosh.
He was awesome.
Amazing ring
Really
announcer. Funkasaurus was back. And
He looked mean.
he did look mean.
He had a little bit of aggression to him, a little
did.
funk in his funk.
Funk and his
Someone put some funk in his cereal.
in his cereal with Jinder Mahal. Funkasaurus went over. Great white outfits. There's not much to say because there was only like 4 things in this match. But okay, we have Brodus
Come over.
back.
He's
I'm very
which is
excited.
good because he's getting over with the fans.
Yeah, the fans love him, so you know,
not
give
him a
him give him something to have fun with, dance with, etc., etc. HBK came out, and no one has called him a loser, which I don't know why, but whenever loser comes out of HBK's mouth, I think of like, why are you calling me a loser? I mean, why gotta be mean to me, guys? I don't know. And then Undertaker came out and is like, I'm not calling you a loser.
You didn't like this. See, I liked it.
Then maybe you should talk about it.
Because what they were trying to do is make it look like Shawn Michaels can't get the job done, so he's going to help his friend get the job done. But is he going to help? They're toying with your emotions here. They're making you think, is he going to help Triple H or is he going to help Undertaker? Does he want to stop being called a loser because he couldn't get the job done? But if he helps Triple H, then he'll be known as the guy who helped get the job done.
I get that.
But is he going to help Undertaker because he doesn't want anyone else ending the streak because he couldn't help? They're messing with your mind. That's they're going one way, they're going the other way, and then
I
he patted him on the
that,
back.
but why
him
do they
and
have to
Triple
say
H.
loser?
Well, they didn't say it like that.
Loser.
They didn't say it.
And there was an L on the forehead.
I thought
You're
it was
such a loser.
very good promo.
Loser.
And it just was. There's
Yes.
no physicality.
Amazing.
All Undertaker had to do was grab his arm.
And that was all he needed.
And that's it.
And then you thought that HBK was going to give him the super kick.
He did the whole.
He did. He was,
Waited.
wanting to. My
That's ladies and
shaky
gentlemen,
leg.
If you want to know, that's professional wrestling.
Yes.
That's professional wrestling at its best. It's not about 16,000 moves. It's about making people think you're going to do
being in your
one
bathrobe.
move. And being in your bathrobe. Sean, I'm in my bathrobe.
I can't believe you went there. I cannot believe you went there. No, I think that this was a great promo. I agree with everything, but I almost want to take them outside of this thing and make them like, these are the celebrities of wrestling, and then there's the rest of the people. And I don't know how to do that.
You think that's what it is?
I want them to be that. I want them to be like, here is wrestling's finest, and here is the finest of that era.
But that's what they're doing.
And I don't,
Because
but
they're saying
that's
it's
not enough yet.
It's the end of an era.
I know, predictions? No, I'm not ready. I still have 9 minutes.
But yes, overall, I thought that
I'm
was a great
getting yelled at, just so everybody at home knows, but I have 8.5 minutes right now.
Great
so
promo. When Undertaker said, I will officially end you. Awesome.
Punk, Miz, not my favorite match I've ever seen out of these two. But
I thought it was good.
Punk got over the Anaconda Vice again, which I think is foreshadowing going into the next few weeks. Chris Jericho comes out. He calls Punk the sarcastic anti-hero, which he's been known as before. Said that he's going to make him drink. Okay, cool storyline. We haven't used this yet in WWE, so I like it. I also like that they gave Punk some vulnerability by saying his dad was an alcoholic. Now, I can't say anything more about that storyline.
Can I mention something?
Yes.
Because I noticed it and I wanted to say something when we were watching it, but I didn't. What they always talk about that it factor that everyone has, or what makes you the best, and Punk is one of the best. I know I said Dolph, but Punk's one of the best. His pure facial expressions when he was listening to that, that's something you can't teach. You either had that or you don't. And for some reason, he had it, like he has it. And the way he reacted to the Chris Jericho, like if you don't get it, you're just going to be like, "Aw, my dad." But he made you feel like Chris Jericho was saying something like, "Why are you saying that right now? You shouldn't be saying that on live TV." And it was just his pure face, the way he walked, the way he moved, the way he looked to the fans.
What a great out as well.
You just can't teach
Him
that.
walking
And
up the ramp.
To me personally, that's the stuff I get excited about in wrestling, is because he did that perfectly.
And this is why he has the fan base that he does. Because when he was in Ring of Honor, when he was on the Indies, like that is what he was so good at, was making you feel. And I feel like tonight it was that all over again, which excites me because I love when people are successful at what they do, but where they also want to be doing it.
Right.
He always wanted to make it to the WWE. And now he is himself within the WWE. and I love seeing that tonight.
And when you see
so good
that,
on
you can't. Like he is the best. I mean, him and Dolph and the best in the world. Like you just,
you just want them all, don't you?
No, the top
you just
guys.
Can't
the
decide,
top guys
can you?
right now are truly the best. Some of the best wrestlers that are out there, and it's awesome to watch. And I hope wrestling fans are enjoying this because I am. It's awesome.
Oh, I am too.
So good.
I am so excited for this WrestleMania and going on into the future because I feel like all these guys are peaking at the right time. They're peaking right now. Now they're taking over the business. As the one group is leaving, the next group is entering. And I want to see that too. I want to see, HBK and I want to see Triple H and I want to see Undertaker saying, okay, this is my company, but you're coming up and I'm not going to be here that much longer. So you had better do a good job with this company. And I think that's the piece that I'm missing.
I think they almost are though, by saying we're Triple H.
But they need to be in the same ring together.
They don't.
If not, then it's not. You're not associating it.
It doesn't have to. You don't need to specifically come out and say, "Hey, this is the new generation, folks. Super duper." They're saying that by Triple H saying, "Hey, I'm afraid. I don't want to end you, Undertaker, because I'm afraid to end this era." Wink, wink. New guys, step the fuck up.
Yes and no.
And they're saying this is an end of an. They're saying it to your face. This is an end of an era. New guys, end of. All you have to say is this is an end of an era.
I'm not saying so behind the scenes the guys can get it. I'm saying so the fans at home, the people that are going to continue.
I don't think that's something you rub in someone's face. You embrace it. It's like evolution. It just evolves.
Fine. Whatever, dude.
You're just mad as I proved you wrong.
Whatever.
What now?
Randy Orton, Jackson. No!
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Okay, I predict that everybody is going to say that the Rock's rock song was better than.
Rock won tonight. The rock song was awesome. He won tonight.
Do you like how I did that so that we could talk about the Rocks? And I also want to say that Randy Orton, Jack Swagger, I think that this is great way to lead into Kane and Randy Orton. Yes, okay, I got it. In the Rock concert, he said, you have they've broken a record. He also showed us his goosebumps. He called him Marky Mark. He also said that you're Vanilla Ice and Teletubby with a visual aid. Thank you very much. He did the song to Jailhouse Rock, and then he ended with We Will Rock You. Clever. All clever. I thought it was awesome.
It was.
I still like Cena better.
See, and I think you were flipping out.
I was.
You need to tell everyone at home that you were flipping out because you said he still can't be touched.
But why do you
I'm
gotta call
calling
me
you
out?
Because he still can't be touched.
I was trying to make things interesting because I knew what he thought and I knew what I thought. So I thought maybe I would do devil's advocate
He still can't be
choose
touched. Still
Cena.
One of the best on the mic. Cena's won the past few times. The Rock won tonight. The rubber match will be right before WrestleMania.
Fine. Right before WrestleMania. Do you like that? See? We finished right on time.
Good job, Maria.
And I still got through everything. Everybody at home, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Please follow me on Twitter, which is Maria L. Kanellis, or follow Mike.
ROH Mike Bennett, please.
If you would like to watch videos of the both of us, you go to Prodigy Superstar on YouTube. Also, you can catch us on Ring of Honor every single week.
RingofHonorWrestling.com. And
RingofHonorWrestling.com.
The two pay-per-views, March 30th and March 31st. Showdown in the Sun in Miami, WrestleMania weekend. GoFightLive.net.
Awesome
Thank
job.
you.
Good job.
I have it written down.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.